And we're looking at Covenant, one of our ships here that is now leaving the port of Crown Falls and is on its way now to, well, colder seas, that is to the Arctic. So we've just started the Arctic Passage DLC expedition now, and this ship is on its way. I hope those people here are warmly packed in their clothes, because it's getting freezing cold. And with that, we say goodbye to Crown Falls and just see what happens there in the expedition. Well, not exactly, of course, we still have other things to do. In the meantime, while that ship is now on its way there for the Arctical expedition, let's have a look. Hugo actually wants something from us, so he has the Dissidents Adrift. So finally he's given us some quests again, and a group of people from Mercier's Island have appeared at your docks. Never mind them saying that they mean to stay with you. They are a bit disoriented from the swaying of the ship and need your help to get back home. Alrighty, and that's exactly what we've done. One of my ships is here now, and we can turn in this quest.
For once, something you've done, mate.
And I guess Hugo likes it. He doesn't say anything else, but I guess he's just happy that we did that. Now, the other thing is... Oh, there it is. Very good. Now, the other thing that we need to do is we need to prepare some other ships there for the Arctic. Mainly, I'm going with 2 cargo ships for now. The expedition is on its way. And as we know, there is an achievement that says that we shouldn't consume any coal up to 1,000 engineers then in the Arctic, and that's exactly what I want. Now that means that we'll need quite a lot of cargo ships or trade routes on the way that are transporting coal only to the Arctic, because coal, well, we need that for heating there. That's something. So Theseus and Vampire Squid, those 2 ships here. Well, first of all, we load timber and bricks. And the other one will be bricks and definitely steel beams, and perhaps we'll definitely need that as well. Reinforced concrete and windows. So let's get some windows there. Actually, you know what? Let's make a 3rd cargo ship. And I'm inclined to just go with, let's see, 2 more Great Easterns that we can produce. And with those guys, then we have the trade route with the coal. We should have enough coal in Crown Falls as far as I can tell. Yes, we are capped with coal, so no problem here. So let's load, let's see, some windows there, some reinforced concrete. And, yeah, that's it. Reinforced concrete is probably pretty important. So those 3 ships once the expedition is finished, but that's not all. We are also sending some ship of the lines over there. We never know when you need them. There might be some fighting going on. And the other thing is, do we have a Great Eastern here? Seems like, oh yeah, we should have a Great Eastern. Trumpet Fish. Now, Trumpet Fish is going to load lots, and I mean lots of coal. Right, because we need that, and we can load 100 each, so 600 coal that we have with this one here now too. And we're going to send it to, well, the fleet that is departing over here somewhere, where we can see all of them then. The 3 cargo ships here as well. And that's fine. And those ships are now waiting for their departure to the Arctic. Once, of course, that is, we have unlocked the new continent. Or, well, not continent, but Iceland, that is. Now, up here in Crown Falls, what we can see is that things are not as finished as they look. So when we look closer, we can see that there's a lot of unfinished touch here to the palace, and we want to do that. Now, that's a bit better. We are having a few columns here now in the center. There are a few flags here and there with all the subjects that we have. We might, well, pretend that. We have a few gardens up here looking beautiful, and with that we have reached the superior metropolis. I think now this is the highest level. Once again, let's have a look there. Notoriously, deliriously beautiful in the most ambitious conceivable way. I absolutely love that sentence there. Yeah, and with that, the palace is finished too. I think we have reached a few new levels here, so town hall attractiveness. With that, there we have a few new policies here, as we can see. 3 influence per museum module, improves specialist visiting the public mooring, 250 attractiveness, 3 influence per zoo module. Is that more? That's actually more influence that we get out of this one here. And the Arctic expedition needs our attention. And it's looking cold already. An Arctic welcome. It is late summer when the expedition reaches the chilling sound, and yet the conditions in these icy seas are already challenging. The wind only has to pick up, and the men are tugging up their collars and tramping below deck. It seems hopeless to think Sir John, faithful man, could have lasted 3 winters here. Beyond chilling sound, the seaway divides. To the west lies a chain of small islands prepared by partially melted ice. To the south, a long dark headland, crowned with snow on the hazes out of sight. Now we need to decide where we want to go, west or south. And last time when we played this passage here, I went with the west. So in this case here, this time we're going with the south, so the dark headland. Let's have a look what happens then. An Arctic welcome. As you near the coast, a large human construction delineates itself, most probably an abandoned trading post of the Huddlesome Bay Company. It leans hard into the wind, its once red boards now scored pale. If Sir John and his crew came this way, they would likely have stopped here. How are we going to get there, sir? Says the ship's boy. He has noticed that an ice sheet lies between your ship and the trading post. Measure the thickness of the ice. Well, we do have an item for that. The ship's carpet is improvised with a rotary drill. It takes a fair bit of effort to get it turning, suggesting the ice is pretty solid. The first measurement is 11 inches. No hazard even for a sizable group to pass over. Every few steps a new reading is taken, but it proves a mere formality. Since the readings change very little, they make the abandoned building without incident. Alright, so far so good. Expedition is still on its way. 50 plus 1 item slot for trade unions. 50 yeah, I think we still go with this one here. And then do we have something new here? 20% reduced need for all drinks. Plus 5 happiness from all public services. Yes, we keep the attractiveness there, obviously. Now, that's it. The palace is complete, more or less. We still have a few things here, a few patches there. And actually, since we do have some flower beds there already, I might just go with some grass there. Can't hurt to have grass here. And I think it gets the job done of looking beautiful. So we have some flower beds here, some grass where people can sit on if they want. Other than that, the palace in this case here is pretty much finished. Some trees might be a good idea, actually. No, let's keep it like that, actually. Trees would only hinder the side there. And I really like how it looks, to be honest. So that we have the World's Fair now. And if we go to the first person mode that you love so much and I love so much, well, we do have the beautiful palace there just in front of us. On this huge, well, plaza that we have here. And on the other side we have the World's Fair, where there are, well, fairs all the time, and they give us plenty of items. Do we actually have something? And yes, there has been another sumptuous archaeological exhibition completed. Let's see what we get out of this one here. Oh, Summit of Atlantis, legendary. Atlantean, the map of underwater pyramid, a treasure hunt for the New World, and the treasure of Ben Zahid, a skull and bones. Oh, Ben Zahid, I think I know this name from 1404, but this one's pretty cool, so I haven't seen that one yet. And we might just go with the next one. Unfortunately, there are no zoo items here, but botany is always nice. We still haven't finished the botanical garden there, so that's something we can do.
We need to invest now.
And let's have a look here. Do we have something that's not worth that much?
Your city has grown up.
They're all rare. Let's go with this one here. Okay, it's just another building, really. I was hoping we could see something else there, but nope, it's really just a building. The same with this one here, but it's a bit of attractiveness there. Plus, so we're still, oh yeah, we're still climbing there to the next level. Very good. In that case. And another step in our expedition. Let's have a look. This is looking more promising now. Huddlesome Bay, at least it's a shelter, the captain remarks. The man shut the doors in the wind to find the building interior licked with frost. Rusted hooks hang from the beams, relics of the short-lived fur trade. Comforts are few and far between out here. I doubt Sir John would have passed it by. There must be some evidence of the lost expedition here. So you don't know it yet, we need to find the Sir John Faithful. His wife had a plea for us, and yeah, in this case, we do need to find something here. So search for signs of recent use, find information about the local area. We don't have any skill for that, which is a bit strange because I've loaded almost every skill that we have. I think we loaded every skill. Doesn't matter, search for signs of recent use. No sign at all, undisturbed in 10 years or more. These cabins are just as they were when the traders left. There should be prints in the dust, objects out of place, but there aren't. Everyone concedes it is very unlikely Sir John's expedition came this way. At least we didn't lose any morale there. So the Huddlesome Bay, something to go on at least. Whoever the fur traders were, they left a rush. Papers and maps are strewn about, some trodden and sodden into mush. A precious few dry and intact. Dockets are found relating to consignments received from a nearby Inuit settlement named Ivuikvik, which also happens to be marked on a fragment of map. The Inuit are sure to have noticed anyone passing through, says the captain. We should visit them. So go back and head west or continue south toward the Inuit settlement. Yes. There we have the Inuit settlement.
Game saved.
And that's it for now again. So we do need to wait once again. And while we wait, some of you had a very good suggestion up here close to the zoo to have, well, buildings with gardens. And I like to do that actually. At least I like to try that. So we're getting rid of those buildings here. And off the streets there too. Righto. And then we're going to add a few of these houses here. But in this case here, they do have, well, some gardens around them. So in this case, this little fella here, they all have fences then too. So this one has a fence here where we have then the entrance. And then around it goes the fence like that. Of course, it will need a street connection then too. Like so. And then we have, oops, a corner here. The same thing here. Here. And here. And I will still need to close those things there. Here, I would like to get something like that. But I think, yeah, then we don't have the street connection. That's very unfortunate in this case here. So we do have this one, right? And then around it, we do have, for example, a tree. Right, we do have some grass, we do have some flowers, perhaps a well there somewhere looking around, perhaps a shed, a tool hut where the guy in this house there can enjoy his tool stuff. That's looking pretty cool, right? And then some apple trees here for his own use. And let's see, yeah, some flowers there too. That's his little compound there. I really like that, I gotta say that. So just imagine having then an artisan building here or something like that. Or, well, it doesn't fit to engineer building, but it fits to at least artisan, but workers as well, I think. So in that case, once we can upgrade them, yeah, pretty cool. So we could copy that and then have those compounds there. So this kind of feels like, I don't know, something different now that we have those gardens here then. So we can have a little connection then here. And those guys live here. Pretty cool. I like that. That was a good idea. Thanks for that. And here we now have, well, a few buildings with gardens and stuff like that. Amazing, I gotta say that. It's a bit of work, but, you know, we can have like 3 or 4 of these blueprints and then we can just copy them if we want to. That's a pretty cool idea. Now, let's go for the next step in our expedition. Nanook's Way. The route to the Inuit settlement of Ivuikvik is a 2-day trek by foot across exposed ice flats. A small expedition party set off, leaving the rest at sea to await their return. Although the going is tough, it is not that which preoccupies the crew. As night falls, they are sure something has been following them. Continue to walk despite being cold and exhausted. 50% chance, after all. And the men are strong and dedicated. They tramp through the half hour of pitch black darkness normally reserved for sleep, keeping good pace. Whatever was following them has soon given up. Gazing upwards, the party find themselves to be lucky observers of the aurora borealis. They reach the Inuit settlement the following lunchtime with a sense of wonder. Beautiful. I don't think we've seen that in the last expedition. That is something new. Right, we have those buildings there. We might just expand them over here too. Even though my farmer population is a bit low. It can't hurt to squeeze them in here. Well, we cannot squeeze in that many. But that should be fine. Or actually, here. And then on the other side. here. Right, and here we do have then the normal farmers. And there we have the road connection to that. And perhaps some trees here. After all, it is a green area. Beautiful. I really, really like the gardens there. And perhaps we can upgrade then these farmers here soon. That would look even better then.
Nurse, I knew they'd get well soon.
That's a layout that I'm going to use quite often from now on. I'm pretty sure of that. It's not efficient, but it does look beautiful. Righto, so we still have empty spots here in Crown Folds that we need to attend to. So there is a pub. Now we don't need that pub here anymore. So I could get rid of that and the marketplace. Both of them are no longer needed. We do have the artisans here. And as you can see, they don't need the marketplace. So it's fine. Only the workers need it, but then we have a marketplace here. Right, so we do have a bit of space here to use some. In that case, what we do need down here, we do have the electricity here. What do these guys need? They need bicycles and... Oh, really? They need bicycles. I'm a bit surprised there. Members Club is here though. Investors, they look fine. Do we have engineers here?
No
There's
need for
engineers.
hyperbole, but
Alright,
thank you.
and the bank. But the bank seems to be fine for everything. So actually we could have either more buildings here. Let's have a few buildings here.
Stronger together.
Sorry, Bente. And then here we might just have something in between. Oh, and I see a dirt road here. And here, and here. And then we could have some elm trees here. To fill in these empty spots here. Now, next attention for the expedition. Ivovivik is a semi-permanent settlement. The Inuit appear worried, but nevertheless offer your men every hospitality, inviting them into a large igloo where they are served a hearty susad, a meat stew, under the silent gaze of what feels like the whole village. A girl, Tapisa, is able to translate, and the others warm up when they hear the story of your journey over the ice flats. Soon the subject turns to Sir John. Lost expedition. Tapisa shows you items that look like they belong to the missing man. Offer to trade. Ask how they got hold of them. Tapisa patiently explains that they traded with men like yours about a year ago. The man wanted to know about channels through the ice and traded their things for information. She points to the west coast of Taria Island on your map. Alright. Taria Island. Our next stop, I guess. And we still haven't found the Arctic. We still haven't found the passage yet, or the place where we can settle then. What I want to do in the meantime is having a few more fountains here, so we still have lots of empty space there. Something that we can do, as you know, always by the by. Having a few of those things there. There is another well that we can squeeze in, I think. The whole area here. It's a bit shameful that I haven't done that yet. That's so close to the harbor area there too.
You forced my hand.
Oh, Sean, why? Why is he declaring war on me again?
It was worth a shot. I also
He
have
really
my
doesn't
wife.
like to give
I
me
can't say
quests
I'm not
or,
Look
you know,
at you.
his ships then, his special
Every
ones.
little bit could make it.
Fine.
Yes.
We'll top up the
And I have to pay for the
old
negative
chest.
propaganda then once again. Now here, lots of empty spaces we can see, and I do need the paved roads there as well.
Ship under attack.
Yeah, it's no longer under attack. Like so. And yeah, well, I should have put in some wells there as well, but it's fine. As far as I can tell, there is another well, well.
Celebrate your leadership.
Over here. But this is only one district, you know, that we still need to work on, so there's still so much work here in Crown Falls. Same goes for this area here. And the streets then, oh my god, the streets, that is something. And look at that, why are there so many people? There's a festival just here going over the bridge. That's pretty cool there, it's a beautiful spot. And look at that, they're even going over the street, over the bridge there.
Untold perils await us.
Beautiful. Oh, the expedition once again. Let's have a look. The Narrows, the west coast of Terria Island, is snaggled up with monstrous horns of ice. Navigation is going to be tricky. Will the Narrows lead back once more to open water, or will your ship end up stuck? You can navigate carefully, get a better view of the channels from a nearby rock, or send scouts ahead in rowboats to see. That seems to be the best one. Find a path through the Narrows. To their relief, your crew reach the open sea on the other side, as there is a lack of consensus on magnetic north at this time. The navigators decide to ignore the compasses and trust their instincts, saving them a collision on more than one occasion. The crew enters King William Sound, a majestic carpet of water leading up to its seat, King William Island. Sensing something, Lady Faithful suddenly emerges from below deck and voices the determined hopes of her heart. And that's it. We found the Arctic, the passage. Well, we haven't found the passage yet, but we are in snowy terrain.
Expect to find them right away. This is a vast wilderness. It's been 2 years. The Admiralty say they've tried everything. But then they haven't lost a husband. Nor did it occur to them to search King William Sound. There! The camp! Abandoned. We imagined as much, didn't we? My John picked a fine spot. Perhaps they left some sign as to where they went.
Alright, looking beautiful, and that is going to be our first settlement. We do even get some money there from her.
My John's camp shall serve for us. From here, we can search to any length and breadth.
We can do that. So in this case here now, you may have survived the journey to the Arctic and found Sir John's old camp, but the search for his lost expedition has only just begun. Lady Faithful has suggested establishing a base of operations at the place her husband picked to winter before continuing the search from there. And our ship arrives at King William Island. We're going to rename this one though, because I've already oh, we cannot rename it, right? Now it belongs to us. This is Sir John William Island, or King William Island, and in this case here, Fjordland it is called right now. So we're going to rename that to something like Ryland. So I hope whoever watches this, you enjoy this one, and thanks for watching. And Ryland is the capital of the Arctic now.
What are you building? An empire?
And of course my opponents don't like that. So at Sir John's camp, we do find some ruins here. Let's have a look. Can we go with them? Yes, we can just click on them. And it disappears. Abandoned storage facility. And abandoned captain lodge.
Hold hard, a crag. Heaped by Highland hand. It's well worth our time.
And there seems to be something. Sir John's
First,
logbook.
get all you faithful some shelter and a canteen where they can warm each other up.
Old Nate is here too. He has just arrived over here.
John's log. Open it. He knew we would come for him.
Let's have a look at the logbook there.
Ship under attack.
Made camp on King William Island. It shall shelter us for the winter. Met a group of Inuit to the
Ship
northwest.
constructed.
And the latest entry was the Inuit led us to a channel heading deeper into the ice. Inuit
better
look
watch
worried,
what I say.
but our instruments report freeze is thinning by the day. Time for our mighty icebreakers to prove their prowess. Soon we shall be the first to cut the miracle shipping canal bridging east and west. We set out tomorrow.
If HMS Hades and Styx came this way, the Inuit must have seen them. Maybe they can help us.
Alright, find the Inuit by studying Sir
Time to
John's
prove
log.
how active you are in the Union.
And in that
Ooh,
case,
we're
once again,
prepared
we
to
are at
fight
war.
to
She
the
just
death.
gave me a
Every
quest.
man will be avenged.
Oh, I don't understand
It's rare
these
we leave
NPCs in this
fine.
case here. Now we're here,
A
very
tiny
good.
something
So
to keep you
first of all, I
going.
have to start sending my cargo ships over here now with the building resources in Ryland. And here we're then going to start with our first settlement of many to come in the Arctic. And of course, we do have now dozens of quests to complete there as well. Stay tuned.
Your harbor is under attack.